Welcome to the Irishman, Englishman and Scotsman Football Podcast. Monday night, Arsenal versus Newcastle, 9 o'clock. Arsenal, of course, drew at Palace. Newcastle are in absolute turmoil. 8 games without a win. This, for me, could well be Steve Bruce's last game. And a lot of it is down to, it's his own fault, really, because he's been unlucky with injuries. Brentford defeat really hurt in the League Cup. You're away at Brentford. You haven't been in the cup final in donkey's years. And the performance was brutal. And I pick out the same guy every week. Newcastle have 5 midfielders, really. Isaac Hayden, John Joe Shelby, Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff, and Jeff Hendrick. Now, Sean Longstaff is continually picked all the time. I watch every single Newcastle game. I'd love to see the stats for the amount of times he gives the ball away. Gives the ball away. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we had a brilliant result against Liverpool. Ground out a draw, everyone got stuck in. And then played Leicester and got stuck in. And Arsenal in the FA Cup, a real fighting spirit, get stuck in. All those games, really, there was really one up top. And you get stuck in and you get men behind the ball. That's what you do. 5 at the back. But you're going away from home against Sheffield United. Sheffield United haven't won a game all season in the league. They're rock bottom. You have to go and attack them. And instead of, I don't know what happened with Shelby. I don't know why he's not in. Shelby's he's the best passer of the ball at the club. But he's got no engine. Sean Longstaff has neither, but he's picked all the time. Against Sheffield United, he went with 5 at the back and 1 up top in Colin Winsell, who was rested against Arsenal. Sheffield United dominated the game. They played Newcastle off the park. It could have been 4 or 5-0. So I've been patient with Steve Bruce. I thought he did well at the start of the season. I never wanted him. I wanted Rafa to stay. But it's at the stage now where I can actually see us going down if he stays. Now, a lot of Newcastle fans are screaming for Eddie Howe. I don't want Eddie Howe either. I think he's not the right kind of person for Newcastle. It won't be a foreign coach because Ashley, I think, had his troubles with Rafa Benitez, and there was, he just didn't seem to relate to him. There's whispers of Nigel Pearson if that happens. But I can't see Newcastle getting anything from this game. And I think by maybe Tuesday morning, the headlines will read that Steve Bruce has been sacked. Arsenal, in the meantime, we're on a little run there. They drew against Newcastle, of course, won in the extra time in the Cup, and drew against Palace. Really poor performance, but I think they'll be glad to see Newcastle again, because really anybody else at the minute, they wouldn't really, I don't think. On the other hand, Steve Bruce might go into the dressing room and say, look, guys, this is do or die. My head's on the block here. Give it socks. Rant over. Joe.
Maybe. It feels like so many times over the last few years, like Newcastle have been on the edge of like a full-scale meltdown, and then somewhere they always pull this kind of performance completely out of the blue where they win a couple of games and they kind of move up in the table. I'm not sure that's going to happen this time. I kind of agree with you, actually. I think if they lose to Arsenal, I think this could be the end of Steve Bruce. And I really feel sorry for Newcastle fans. They just want a little bit of hope, don't they? You just want kind of something to kind of cling on to, and it's just not happened. And to be so negative against Brentford and Sheffield United is kind of unforgivable. So I think Arsenal will win, and I think Steve Bruce may be on his way.
Yeah, what Newcastle fans really want is Mike Ashley gone. And somebody that's going to actually invest in the club and, not look towards staying up next season, but push on. Because there is a fan base there, huge stadium, the history's there. But, while he's there, it's a project, financial project for Mike Ashley. And it's all about staying up and getting that TV money for the next season. And that's how it goes on. But if Steve Bruce doesn't get the win, or doesn't get anything from Arsenal, I think even a draw mightn't save his bacon. There's still a few days left in January. He might, he's been known to spend money before, Mike Ashley, if Newcastle are in the situation to try and keep them up. So he might get a coach in. I think someone like Nigel Pearson could do a job. He's a bit of a nutcase. He's got that lunatic reputation, but I'd take him all day long. Kev?
I suppose we'll see, won't we? It's one of those, I think the players, obviously everyone knows it's a bit of a do or die job, right? So I think you kind of see what sort of performance Newcastle turn in, because they've done pretty well against the bigger clubs, haven't they? It was a really good draw against Liverpool. They didn't play badly against Arsenal in that game, like you said. It's against the lower teams maybe where they've come up short. So let's see. But I think you're right. I think even a draw might not be enough, because we've seen quite a lot of draws. And you just have to look at the table. I think it's 17 games played and 19 points, is it? And that's just not enough, and especially when they need, if that's the whole point, like you say, if it's a financially motivated project in some ways for the current owner, then you can't afford to flirt with the disaster of going down, right? Because then that's game over, isn't it? So yeah, I think we'll see. The result will tell us a lot, but the performance will tell us a lot as well.
Actually, I think on form, along with West Brom at the minute, I think we're one of the worst teams in the league. Honestly, the way they were playing, I've watched a lot of football in the last couple of weeks, and it is so negative. And I think the 5-3-2 system is designed if you've got pacey fullbacks. Newcastle don't. I mean, Joe, you're probably faster than Paul Dummett. So they spent 15 million on Jacob Murphy, and he's not playing him. He's sitting on the bench at left back. There's a lot of things wrong there, a lot of baffling decisions. Newcastle fans are really frustrated. I'm on a lot of the forums, and I don't see Eddie Howe as a saviour, but I do think that Bruce has to go. I think he's been given enough time, and I think his time is up, and I think it'll come at the Emirates on Monday night. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to hear more of our podcasts, please click on the red subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side. Thank you.